Terry, thank you for inviting us to the Phoenix Resource Centre. This is the new centre, so tell us a little about where you are and what you've got.
Okay, well, thanks for coming, Michael. This is obviously the Phoenix Resource Centre. We're based on the first floor of the Harvey Centre, in between Cousins and the DWP, the Job Centre. Hopefully it's going to be our final space. We've moved around a lot in Harlow over the course of the 10 years. Annette and Andy have been the ones that have set the Phoenix Resource Centre up initially, all those years ago. We're here basically because we're an environmental charity at heart. We're here to help preserve the environment, to promote, promote the fact that landfill's bad. We want to reuse the resources that we can have, reuse the waste, upcycling, recycling, and protect and preserve the environment for the communities that live within them, and also for the younger generation that are going to be coming up.
So everything I see behind you, whether it's, can I see lampshades or?
You can.
Okay, so things like that. I mean, what is that being? Forgive my ignorance, but have they been recycled?
Well, in many
What's
respects,
that mean?
what it means is we've actually taken those from suppliers that would have put them into landfill. So in a sense, yes, they have been recycled because they're getting a second life. And with the resource centre, we hope that we encourage people to reuse these items that would have just gone to landfill and be forgotten about. And the idea here is people can come, get a token, and basically collect these resources and use them in everyday, initially aimed at education, but in craft, used for tombolas, for community groups to have as raffle prizes and such like. So we're extending the life, and I'm not saying that it won't eventually go to level, but we're making a use of it. These are brand new.
So resources is quite a technical thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You'll mention these words, you'll say second life and extending the life, etc. But people come here and buy things.
They do indeed, yes. They have the ability, they have the opportunity to fill up a trolley. There are several over there. There are two sizes, a large or a small. The small is for £7.50 and the large is £15. They're able to go round, collect as many of the resources that are here and use them as they wish. So in crafts, as I say, or in tombolas, community events and such like. Goodie bags.
How popular are you?
I would say we're fairly popular. Hopefully after this interview we'll be even more popular. It's about getting the word out there. We've had interest from a lot of the schools, but a lot of time I think it's about making that connection about how they can use these resources and giving them some inspiration. I think that's our next step with the development of this project.
So you say interest from the schools. In what way would you want sort of a two-way relationship with the schools?
Yeah, so I mean obviously the environment is a massive subject at the moment and it has been for a few years, but it's really at the pinnacle of debate at the moment across the spectrum. So it'd be quite important if the schools, especially the younger generation, they're learning about sustainability and how to preserve the earth and the environment as it is now, the oceans, the wildlife, the parks and so forth, and we hear those conversations all the time. So if we can get schools to engage, use these crafts, and we can go down, and that's wonderful. You'll see as you go round some of the modelling she's done, fantastic stuff. Use the resources to create craft and educate the young on how we can reuse all these items in their lives.
Because we're very careful to skirt around any political
discussions
because we've got local elections.
Absolutely, absolutely.
One of the things, and I can say this, I was interviewing a Green candidate but last night, but he's a coach of a football team. And I did say to him, well, one of the complaints in Harlow is when football teams leave, plastic bottles.
Yeah.
And he did say, so it's important, he said they do have a real, leave the pictures as you found them, and it's important that all young people, it's not a political thing, it's an environmental thing, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's definitely environmental. It's a point of respect, right? We need to leave things as best we can. So if we found them in like a football pitch as a prime example, we found that space clean and green. We've had use of that space. We need to leave that space in the same way. If we leave our rubbish around, to the detriment of others, and that's incorrect. And very much so with this space here, there are items that are here that are brand new and they're good quality. And if we discard them and put them into the landfill, one, they've been wasted, it's a waste of resource, and the opportunity for the next generation to use these has gone. At least this way, there's an opportunity for the next generation to come, pick these resources up, and make use of them in the best way they can.